Hi everyone. Okay, I'm putting like a sock. This is my little sock. I'm covering myself so like I can't see myself so that I only talk to you. And I'm like, I kind of can still see myself. Let me get my other sock. And I don't want to like use the other camera on the other side because I think the file size will just be like too big. And you know what? You might hear my landlords or whatever. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, you know. This is like a real video. This is like the most real video I've ever made. And I know that before I even start it, which says something. I feel like I have to move back. I'm stressed. I'm stressed because I'm not really stressed. Let's take some deep breaths together and let's dive in based on whatever I title this video, because you found me, which is insane. Like, quantum entanglement is insane. Like, across time and space, the internet is absolutely insane. The fact that I'm sitting here right now, based on my thumbnail and my like title and the way your algorithm is set up, we have found each other. And I don't even know what I'm about to say. So, by grace through faith, let's take some deep breaths. Grounding ourselves in the present moment, no past, no future. Grounding ourselves in the present moment, no past, no future. Sit with that. My computer's like, yeah, there is a past and there is a future. No, I don't know if my computer actually said that. I projected that onto the computer. Okay, so let's get into it. So we're here in the timeless now, no past, no future. And what I am recalling in the timeless now is an understanding of, you know, capitalism in a way that, you know, stores fear and stuff in my body and doesn't allow me to move forward. That's not fun. Don't love that. What does it mean to like have capitalism stuck in your body, right? Like, what does it mean to have capitalism stuck in your body? Well, you know, think about our ancestors. Our ancestors meaning humanity, human ancestors. Thinking about all the humans on average, although averages are fake, I just want to get that out there. Averages are fake. What do I mean by that? The average does not exist. Okay? The average is a number. Okay? All right, let's take it over here. The average is a number. It's a number that doesn't necessarily describe a single person, place, or thing, right? Like the average number of people in a given area, the average height, whatever. That isn't a singularity. That isn't somebody who actually exists. Like if you look at the average person doesn't actually exist. It's always some variation of the average. And I don't know, like that's like a lofty claim, but it feels right to me. So we're gonna just roll with it. So with that being the case, if all of our future decisions in the past, which I know is confusing, but there is no past, no future in the time that's now. So think about decisions that our ancestors made, or even older people that are still here right now doing things. Because they're basically like ancestors. That's how old they act. No offense. They're like, dinosaurs. Dinosaurs run our country. Girl. Not just our country, our world. Girl. I know. I'm shocked too. I'm not really shocked though. Okay. Focusing in on the timeless now. There is no past and there is no future. Decisions were made in the past, right? Anticipating the future. Think about where we are now. We're always like, you know, I like to think of that movie Interstellar, where they were like, think about your grandkids. That was like the thing that everybody ties to the future. Think about your kids. Think about your children's children. You know, like, And our children's children, what is that? Is that from like heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough about the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world. And then we all come together, right? I think there's like an excerpt in that song where they talk, like a child talks and says something about our children's children. And anyway, the point being, everybody, I think, on this earth, perhaps, maybe, human beings with empathy are thinking about their children's children. Like, even if you're not thinking about your neighbor's children, you're thinking about your children. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're a dynasty and you don't really care about everyone else, you're still thinking about the world that your children are going to grow up in or whatever, right? That's kind of the tide of the future. And for me, it's like, if that's the tide of the future, then why aren't we asking our children what we want, right? And that circles back to my personal stories that I tell myself, which are so cute and fun and creative. And one of the stories that I've told myself is that, you know, nobody listened to me as a kid, and I had all these great ideas, and it was just authority figures telling me what to do. And what this story has helped me realize, like if I were an English teacher and I were analyzing the themes of the story, I would say like, okay, so this represents like not being heard, right? There's a theme of not being heard. There's a theme of authoritarianism, right? There's a theme of lack of free will. There's a theme of control, of restriction, of trappedness, right? These are what our stories evoke in us, our themes of life. So with those themes, you know, we can reflect in the timeless now, like how might a young child feel? How might a young child feel if you were young right now and you were growing up in the world that you were growing up in? How would a young child feel being told that they have to sit at a desk for Bro, what? Bro, I'm almost like scared of this. Shut the... Okay, this is what just happened. I'm getting a phone call, which is really fascinating, bro. Dude, whoa. Do you think the phone call and this experience are connected? Most definitely. Can you guys still hear me? Sometimes it steals the mic. Look at this, though. You guys know I hold this up. It broke. Well, let's take a second. Did it break? Right? Did it break or did it just change form? Whoa, but look at how, like, I can't tell if you can see this because I covered the screen, but isn't that crazy? Whoa, I thought I was seeing things when I looked down. Dude, that's wild. Ah, there's pieces everywhere. Not me, like the first thing my brain said was like, is this dangerous? Okay, let's put her back. Ooh, okay. Oh my goodness. All right, anyway. So, yeah, just think about sitting alone, not necessarily alone, but in your own world, in your imaginative world, and you're just sitting and you're like 8, and you have to sit at a desk and you're being told what to do, and you have a state-ordered curriculum, and you only get recess like twice, and, you know, then you get yelled at for talking, or you get yelled at for being too rambunctious and like having too much fun, like you'll get yelled at for that. You'll get yelled at if you're not smart enough. You're not yelled at, like, I mean chastised. Let's say, like, you'll feel bad about yourself if you adopt this belief, which is what I did believe back in the day, which is all happening right now. Like, you know, if I didn't get an A on a test, that I was a failure, right? If I was talking during class and I got yelled at, I was a troublemaker. If I, you know, rushed through my homework, I was impatient. If I, you know, wanted to play outside, I was needy. These things. And so I realized that, like, there was a difference in opinion. Like, the people who were in charge of my well-being and me, there's a difference in opinion, meaning there is authority figures and I don't have free will. Now, what could I have done as a child? I felt powerless as a child. I felt absolutely powerless as a child. But simultaneously, I was very confused by that. Like, I felt like I was like camouflaging. Like, I felt like I was just camouflaging. Like, I was like, I'm gonna just do what everybody else is doing because like I have to. But now I'm like, in the timeless now, right now, I'm like, whoa, what? Why is everybody doing this? Right? Like, when you're young and you look around you and everybody's doing something and your parents are telling you to do it, you don't really have free will per se, because not only do you not have necessarily a higher vantage point, like literally, but you also don't have rights at all. Children don't have any rights, pretty much. You know, like child labor was like a thing like 100 years ago. That's not even a lot. It's like 1-2 generations. Yeah. So, and I mentioned this before, child labor laws, such a weird thing to say, but child labor laws didn't exist because child labor had to exist before child labor laws, right? So in the same way with like data in schools and like regulation and all this stuff that apparently they all have to do with each other because they're coming together for me, but you can't have a law regulating something until the thing that needs regulation exists, right? So it's like, the fact that we even needed child labor laws is kind of disgusting, right? The fact that we even needed to end slavery and the fact that slavery even started is a little bit disgusting, right? So this is what I'm saying when I'm saying think back to our ancestors, like our human ancestors, meaning like even if you weren't directly related to them, like somebody 3 generations back was, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are an interconnected human family. Like, at this point, the world, at least America, is so diverse. It really is. Like, in unprecedented ways, the world is so diverse now. So when we think about that, it's like, how dare we almost separate ourselves from each other? Like, why can't I call everybody brother and sister? And it does have this very like religious connotation if you have any historical reference with brother or sister, you know, coming from me, it might feel some type of way. But like, the people who get it, and I call people brother and sister all the time, and not in the James Charles way. And so it's like, when I say like my ancestors, like I mean the best and the worst of them. I mean that like Thomas Edison was my ancestor, but also like Hitler was my ancestor. Can you believe that? Because he existed on this earth in a time where I was not here yet. So I consider that somebody who came before me and is human. So I'm going to call that my human family. And it's like, this is so not PC. And like, I feel like I'm saying things that aren't okay to say, but whatever. I'm not saying I'm related to Hitler. Okay, and maybe I shouldn't even say it. But this idea that we look away from and reject the worst parts of ourselves as a human family is the reason why we're moving in directions that we're moving, right? Like laws of motion, right? Physics, whatever. So the worst monstrosities that have ever existed, you can absolutely sit and say, I would never do that. I would never participate in that, right? But an example I was just given today, which was just such a beautiful example, is, you know, people, or it was yesterday, people like to say, oh, well, okay, so say, for example, speaking with the Holocaust experience that I was not present for, there were people like hiding, right? People who were going to be, you know what I'm saying? This is not YouTube appropriate, but anyway. So if you were like there was like memes going around. It was like, I would hide somebody if that were the case. Like, it's clear that you guys wouldn't do that, right? And it's like, would you though? Would you though? Would you really? Because today, that's like the equivalent of like killing someone. Like, I don't know. Am I making sense? I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, I'm just saying, I don't know what I'm saying. There are systems of oppression that are here. There are systems of oppression that are here that we are not seeing. Like, people are not seeing the systems of oppression. Like, they're invisible systems of oppression. It's what I said today on TikTok Live is it's a war, right? We are existing in a state of war psychologically, which is perfect timing because the new president, right, was just like, we're gonna stop all wars. Great. Pew, 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 no more. But mentally, we are in it. We're in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? So there are systems of oppression here that people aren't seeing. So sometimes you have to say drastic things to wake people up, okay? And I don't know why I feel called to do that, but that's just what I feel called to do, I guess. Because whether or not it has to, okay, circling back to this idea of our ancestors, anybody who's come before on this planet to me is considered an ancestor, okay? And when we do not look at the worst parts of ourselves internally and as a human family, we are neglecting parts of ourselves and therefore not fully healing in a way that would create new initial conditions for a dynamical system of movement. Okay? And it's all continuing, it's all here right now. We're all connected right now, we're in the timeless now, right? All those things are true. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm sitting in front of my camera right now filming a YouTube video. And this is the fun paradox of being both flesh and fleshless. Woohoo, okay. Because I am weirdly subject to like physical constraints and also have the creativity and the ability to sit down and film this video and post it on YouTube and create a digital trace of this moment. But this moment and this moment that you are watching this video are the same moment. So with all that being said, how do we make money? You know, how do we make money off of this? And that was what like the majority of my life was spent thinking, because my parents and a lot of people who have come before us on this earth, especially in this country, are wired to think that wealth and, you know, money and a stable job are the end all be all of life, because they were living in survival mode. But now that the consciousness is at a place where we are able to really collectively do things and collectively share messages, this human family that we've created has more of an opportunity for creating new things versus just surviving in the conditions it inherited, right? So I grew up surviving the conditions that I inherited, and eventually my consciousness was aware enough to understand that I inherited conditions and that these aren't conditions that I have to choose. And now each time you kind of overcome this box and you like stretch and you learn these things, you come up against another wall and another wall and another wall and another wall. And it's, you can think of it as like a frequency band or a knowledge base or a knowingness. It's like a dimension, whatever. It's like you learn something and then you stretch a little bit and then you hit another confine, and then you stretch a little bit and you hit another confine. You stretch a little bit, you hit another confine. And it takes like, you know, a certain number of iterations to know that you're even growing and you're not just hitting things. Right. And what does that have to do with anything? I don't know. Oh, how can I make money? That's how I spent a lot of my life, with inherited conditions. Once I freed myself from those inherited conditions, I can create new initial conditions for my dynamical system to move at a trajectory towards a future that I want. However, what we just discussed at the beginning of this video, which is that any future trajectory prediction based on averages or data is not going to be the real thing. Like, the future is unwritten. All we know is right now. All we know is right now. All you know is what you are watching right now, which is me, right? Which is so crazy, because we are connecting right now through time-space. We are connecting right now through time-space, right? And you are here and I am here, but I can't see you and you can't see me now when you are watching this, but we are watching, and I am filming this and you are watching this at the same time, because I'm acknowledging you. Like, I am acknowledging you. I see you here. I feel you here, right? There's a sense of knowingness that we are sharing this space together, and that is built on quantum entanglement blind faith. Quantum entanglement blind faith is what I'm going to call it, because I don't know that anybody is going to watch this video. Truly, I can't know anything for certain. Like, YouTube could get taken down today. No, maybe I like trip over something and I never post this, whatever. But while I'm sitting here and while I'm talking, yes, you are here right now. And it's so interesting, because I don't know what you look like. I don't know what you sound like. I don't know what you do for a living. I don't know anything, but I know that if you are forming a connection, a resonance throughout this portal, then you are exactly the person that I would want to spend conversation with, right? There is a vibration that we are, so just as I mentioned earlier that systems of oppression are invisible, systems of connection are also invisible. How fun though. There's always a light and dark and a yin and a yang, and a duality that can be collapsed into a unity. So for example, you watching this video right now and me making this video right now is technically a duality that transcends across time space, but it can be collapsed into a unity by an observer. The observer effect, right? We then merge behavior. So the observer could be me, if you leave a comment on this video, then you become the observer of the connection, and then I iterate the observer effect again. It's fascinating. We are just observer affecting everything. So there's been some stagnant energy in me, and I wanted to sit down and get it out, but this video, which whatever that means, whatever a video is, somebody want to let me know. Like, what the fuck is a video? Like, do you really just ever sit down and you go, what is a video? A video. And it's like, oh, it's a series of motion. It's a motion picture. It's a motion picture. It's a motion picture. It's a motion picture, right? Like, emotion picture. When you start asking these questions, and I used to love doing this as a kid, like I just say things out loud and be like, language. Why am I doing that? And you can think of a system of imprisonment as learning a language, and I'm going to say that very starkly. You can think of a system of imprisonment or a system of oppression as language. You can literally think of that. Go ahead, think about it. Let's do it right now. Language as imprisonment. What might that mean? Language as imprisonment. What might that mean? I'm going to leave you with that. I'm not going to answer that question for you because I really know what it means. And everybody is going to really know what it means when you open your eyes to it. I'll give you the counter example of, imagine being in a community where you are all speaking your native tongue and sharing meaning in a way that didn't focus on the imprisonment of the previous dimension or the previous frequency, right? Because language carries frequency. Language is energy. Language transcends the physical, okay? Take that for what it is. I am so happy that we did this together. I really am. I'm excited to watch it back because then I get to experience what you're feeling. Yay! If you want to connect with me, there are a couple of ways we could do that. But the best way is to email me, lanajadereads@gmail.com. I literally sit at my phone or computer and refresh my email every day because I love connecting with people. Like, this is why, just on a little last minute aside, this is why I am authentic on the internet, because I don't want to waste my time connecting with people that aren't for me, right? And you're not for me per se, but we are for each other, right? We are here together. We are sharing. We are resonant. We are vibrating together right now in the timeless now. And when people get that, yeah, I want you to email me. And I want you to email me just cause. I want you to email me just cause. Hey, resonated with you. I'll cry. No, I won't cry. Maybe I will. It depends. And like comments and everything, like, that's why if you're really authentic and you really just fucking put your shit out there and you literally just say whatever you really want to say and you express yourself in the way you really want to fucking express yourself, when you do that, the only people that are going to reach out to you, the only people that are going to say, I really love what you did, are people who felt what you felt and get what you get and know what you know, right? And it also invites people who may not be already there to the party. It invites people to the party. I'm inviting you to the party. Here it is. Hey, get up, get loud. We're pumping up the party now. I can't see myself. It's really weird. I like covered myself with socks, so I can't see myself. I'm looking at myself, but I'm not there. It's just a sock, 2 socks. Email me. I make custom music to help you reprogram your mind. So if you want to do that, let me know. What else do I do? Intuitive energy readings, if that's something you're interested in. And I also developed a translation guide for something called Timeless All at Once language, which is essentially just a guide to help you understand how you might want to translate the things that you're saying into the present moment language, which can be fun when you're meditating or creating hypnosis for yourself, or mantras or things like that. Or if you need translation in key phrases because you're trying to reprogram your mind, those things are fun. Yeah, and I'm also on TikTok. We have about 20,000 followers over there, which is pretty awesome and fun. And what I do on there, it used to be live streaming, but now I'm like, I don't know. But I also live streamed this morning and I did have a good time. But it's all about balance, really. It's all about balance. TikTok, I post like, typically, I'm not gonna lie, they're like 10-minute videos. Lately, it's been like 2 minutes. Kind of shorter versions of this, but I like both. Again, it's about balance and audience and all that good stuff, you know, that I don't really want to think about really. But I do want to circle back and I'll leave you with this question, right? The couple questions that I'll leave you with. What if we thought of language as imprisonment? What comes up for you? And also, what about this idea of having to make money, right? Like, what does it mean to be programmed in a way that's like, oh, I have to make money, 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 I have to, it feels like a glitch. I have to make money, I have to make money, I have to make money, I have to make money. Where it's like, if your head is turned even a little to this thing that you love, this thing that brings you such joy, but there is no money there, it's just joy, you will turn your head towards money because I need money, I need money, I need money, I need money. And I offer you the exploration of what those two things might have in common. It's a lot. We're alchemizing a lot. We're bringing in a lot here. We're exploring a lot. And this literally happened today too. So that was crazy. All right. I love you guys so much in a way that's like, if you're watching this still, I'm almost embarrassed, like, that you know me. Like this is deep, this is vulnerable shit. So if you're still here, thank you so much. And I really appreciate you. Please let me know how we can be more resonant. And I'll see ya next time I see ya. I just gotta figure out. Okay, bye.